Sound. Hopefully you have sound now. Good God. It's just a bloody nightmare today. What it's going to be like for stream tonight, I have no idea, because it was, it's Bank Holiday Monday yesterday, so that means I'm completely lost off with the days. I have no idea what day it is. Certainly a shock to the system to find out it was Tuesday. Well, seeing as I spent all that money on a new microphone, Jen, then having sound would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Right. Good God, what mess can you see in this room at the minute? Where's that? Oh no, that's off screen. What the hell's that over there? Oh, that's me. It's me glass of orange. I wondered what that was. Taking up space. I'm going to turn the dartboard light on. Just kind of fills in the frame a little bit. Oh, right, so today's just going to be a complete mess and a complete disaster, probably. So thank you, all four of you, for turning in this evening. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit more. Yeah, so I can see the dartboards, Jen. So I can hit those treble 20s, because without it, it's very flat light. It's hard to see. Yeah, it's on a dangly little switch as well, which is good. Cool. Yes, so I am not organised at all. When am I ever? For doing anything productive on stream tonight. But we're all going to have another go at this, like the similar editing technique as last week, where we edited that shot, and it looked like like a sunrise, sunset, very vivid and red and whatever. So we're going to do the same, but maybe with slightly different data. So we'll see how that goes. But the trick is, this week we need an even number of frames. Don't know why it ends up being that way, but we need an even number of frames to work with. So that's going to be the trick, to try to find one set of images it'll work with, and two, for it to actually work. So I was thinking. Thinking is a dangerous game, I must admit. So maybe I won't think. Maybe I won't. Because what did we use? We used that last week. Do I? Because obviously we're still using images from June, because Andy hasn't really left the house since. There's a few days from August, but anyways, that's by the by. Still haven't done anything with them images. Very little. I'm just wondering what set of images might work. Oh no, that's rubbish as well. I'm so out of kilter today. Why? Exactly, Andrew, exactly. Good evening, Paul, by the way. Actually, good evening, Andrew, and good morning, Jen. I'm very rude today. Completely distracted. This stream is complete knacker job. I think it will be automatically going to private after the stream because it's starting off so incredibly poorly. Right. So, anyways, whilst I think what the hell to do, talk amongst yourselves. No, let's jump into something. Would any of these work? They might. Right, let's have a look at these. The start of year 8. Good God, Jen. I don't know what. To be honest, I don't know what I do. I can't place myself today because I've had like 2 full nights of sleep, which is very rare for me. I have a tendency of being awake at about 3 in the morning. I mean, I was awake at 3 in the morning, but quick turnover, and that was me till 7:30. I feel like I've caught up with like months of sleep in 2 nights, which is great. But I've got no idea what's going on anymore. Right, so I'm going to turn you over to here. Show you some of these. Good after at 3 a.m. Yeah, if I've got any inclination to leave the house, Andrew, maybe. Never mind leaving my bed. Far too comfortable for that. Right, so I shot these images, which I thought were pretty poor. The 10th of August when I met Alan up on the moors, trying to shoot some what's it called? Heather. Trying to shoot some heather in my usual meeting place, and the sun was out for a brief moment, and then promptly went in almost as soon as we got there. So I didn't get a lot of data, but I was thinking some of it might be quite useful. Might be able to get something with it. So I'm just looking at these. No real idea if they're going to work, or especially if they're going to work with what I have in mind of doing the extravagant alternate processing, like inverting everything. It may work, it may not. Good evening, Sergio. How are you? Hope you are well. I'm going to have that one. Let's go with that one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That 8th one is a different zoom level, so that doesn't really matter. So, I've got that one picked out. No, why have I not got that one picked out? Right, let's set these to rated. You've got a holiday tomorrow. Well, we had a holiday yesterday. Not that it was much of a holiday for me, because it was just another day. Another day, same old shit. Right, definitely that one. To be honest, like that one's a pretty decent shot by itself. That one. I don't know how this is going to invert very well because we do have the sun in the image. We don't want that one because it's a different zoom level. So we want 1, 2, we've got 3. Don't want that one. That one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want 6. Let's go with that one. Right. So I think the trick is no scientific evidence, but I think the trick for this way of working when I end up inverting it using well, I'm not really inverting it, it's using the difference blend mode, is you need an even number of frames. So that is what I'm kind of looking at. So let's do the usual cleanup of these. Come on. I'll forget about that. Detail. Up there. Dust spotting anybody? There's a bit. There's a bit to do. It's reasonably clean tonight though. It's quite speedy. I think I'll probably do for those. And then, oh yeah, the basic one. Let's just go auto. Just warms it up a little bit, as you can see. Contrast, high contrast, low contrast. I'm still with this technique. I am still very much in experimental mode because it could be, going in with like a softer contrast might be better. Going in with a harsher contrast might be better. Results at the moment are inconclusive because I haven't really had time to play since last week. Good evening, Andrew. How are you, sir? It's been a while. No. I don't think. Was it there? No, it's still not there. To be honest, Andrew, I think this is the first time. I'll put my teeth back in. First time I've opened Lightroom since last Tuesday. So no, I haven't discovered whether we've got where that's gone. So the mystery continues, and it'll probably still be a mystery next week as well, because I'll probably, you know what I'm like, might be very little work done between this like tonight and like this time next Tuesday. Press T. Oh, have you been doing some research for me? Oh, there we go. Andrew fixes everything. There you go. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. That was probably me getting really pissed off and slamming my keyboard down at some stage in the past. Okay, well, thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you for swinging by. Nice to see you. A bit of dehaze. Bring some of that back. Saturation shouldn't really matter because we're gonna do loads of stuff anyway. Good evening, Sten. Not a lot really, but we had an issue last week. Were you here last week, Sten? I can't remember. Whereas this bar here, when you're doing the dust spotting, to be able to turn on this bit and change the slider, that had disappeared on me last week. Couldn't figure out how to get it back or what had happened to it, where there was anything in the menus. Couldn't find anything. Andrew's just come in and told us how to fix it. So that was the answer to that. Right, so that'll probably do for the basic edits. So we'll sync these settings across. And I'm just going to check this end one, just to see how blue it is. That's not too bad. And then we'll open these in Photoshop as normal. Oh no, we're not going to have this problem again, are we? Do you want to open this, which is already running? Yes. Yay, it works. Right, let's go back to me whilst it does all that. Whilst it swallows all the reserves of my information. Good evening, Serge. Hope you're well. We've got Serge and Sergio in chat. So how is everybody anyway? Sorry, the intro was a bit on the lackluster beginnings. Good God, there's 15 of you here. If you're enjoying the stream so far, please do leave it a like. Or if you're enjoying the complete abject disorganization of it all, please leave it a like. We'll be having a laugh. Did I have anything to update you on this week? I can't remember. There's been very little going on. Because it feels like, well, I did. Obviously, we had Tuesday last week, and then it was like blink and you miss it, and then we had the Zoom chat on Friday, which we had a good turnout. Thank you everybody that came out for that. And then it's the bank holiday weekend, and we're back to bloody Tuesday again. So it feels like I streamed only a day ago. So it's very slow when it's loading all these up. It's all right, Serge. It was all good. I think we all enjoyed a little bit of a chat. Good to see everybody, or those that came along. It is always fun to chat. Like I've said before, I don't know why other people don't do it. You know, pay so much so much a month for your membership club type of thing. Get to talk to the creator, get to know them. I would do that for loads of people out there, because I'd stalk them. That's what. Good morning, Seb. How are you, sir? Good morning. I thought you were in the UK. Surely it's evening. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe you were travelling. I don't know. Right. Anyways, let's get back to this. Yeah, so I haven't done any update work on calendars or anything like that. So we're still behind the 8 ball on that. And what else have we not got anything done? Still no work on a book, no calendars, still no new prints. It's just never ending unproductiveness. Yeah, it's getting darker in again at night, Seb. Although we are much further north, so it's not too bad yet. I don't know what time sunset is at the minute. Don't think it's quite down yet. Serge has just been spending money. Bought a Canon R8. Very nice. Well, yeah, I was going to say the 5D Mark III is quite an age now. Thank you, Serge. We're about to destroy it, though. Well, is it about 8 p.m? Well, so that's roughly about now then. What sunset? Well, I haven't seen that many recently, I must admit. It's been a bit rubbish. Right, so difference. This is what we're going to go for. I think it was difference, or was it exclusion? It was one of these two. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, I have a feeling it was difference. Anybody rewind last week's episode? I wonder if we got anything decent out of. No, let's go with the original plan, Andy. But we do need to line them all up. So let's do that. Do things right. Let's get them lined up. So not quite going to line up properly though. Well, the thing is, Andrew, down there you stick out from the rest of the country, so and the land is incredibly flat, so you haven't got any hills getting in the way of it. I think my trouble with sunsets is my office faces south, so I don't actually see what the sun's doing because it's hiding behind the hill. That away, so it's not ideal. There. this one down here. Let's get rid of some of these layers so I can see what I'm doing. Why did I move them all down? We started with the one that's wrong. Look at that. God. Yeah, my processor fan's going mad. So just be I used to. Well, I'm saying I used to live down there. I went to university down there, but I think I've told you that before. All right, okay, fair enough. I think it was this one. So, what are we going to do with this? So this is why you need even numbers of frames for this. So you can see as we knock them out, the odd numbered ones, you have this brighter effect, and the even ones you have the darker effect. So we want a minimum 4 really to give it a bit of something. It's just about getting the combinations right. So I would like that tree kind of structure. I don't particularly want to lose that. But we are going to alter it out. We may reverse it. Might actually need all 6 together. So we've got to this. Excellent, Serge. Does anybody know the technical term? I'm sure there probably is one, and maybe there isn't one, for hangers to hang prints from or on where it's just the paper hanging. And you don't obviously, so you don't need a frame. So you just like a couple of clips on the top and then string them up to some string. Is there a technical name for that style of hanging or whatever? I don't know. You'll use them kind of crocodile clip type of things. Just basically, I want to put some stuff up and I don't want to pay for frames. Crimble cards? I have no idea what that is, Seb. It's like kind of. Well, I suppose you can probably do it with crocodile clips. You can just clip them to the top of your print, and then pin your crocodile clips to the wall, or put a string up or something. I have no idea what a crimble card is, though. So if anybody's got any idea of the right technical thing to search for on the interwebs, I'd be most. Yeah, right. I'm just get a box of crocodile clips. I'm just sick of having lots of prints lying around. That should really be on the wall, but I'm not framing them all because I'm cheap and skint again because I spent it all. That's enough. Yeah. They're just crocodile clip type things, Andrew. Or the specific darkroom type clip things. They probably just use clothes pegs, to be honest, won't you? I had a random thought. Right, okay, so stop messing around, Andy. So, obviously, if you watched last week, I think we started off with something like this, but now we needed to add some kill off all these blues and stuff like that because that's not going to work. And to be honest, I'm not even sure tonight's going to work. Because this is the whole reinventing the wheel for a second week running. It's never going to work twice. So that to Hugh, to that. You've got an exhibition in October. God, that's just around the corner, Serge. I hope you're well prepared. Grimble, have I got to search for these, Seb, and then I know what you're on about. Bear with me, people. I'm glad I've got people like you. Well, I've got you guys to ask these things too, because I don't see other people. So I've got to wait for Tuesdays. I know. For God's sake. Curtain clips. Alligator clips. That's maybe if they got a hook on them. Mini wood clothes pegs. None of them got anything to do with Christmas though. Cable display kit. Good thinking, Andrew. Good thinking. One of them alligator clips. If they had like a hook or something, or a hole, I'm just gonna bang a nail through. What was that looking for? Cable display kit. Kind of. Probably be as expensive as a frame though. But yes, I know exactly what that. It's the kind of stuff they put up in estate agents' windows. Yeah, I think it might be just a case I get some crocodile clips, and hopefully they don't damage the prints. Because I'm just too cheap for these things, or rather, everything else is getting too bloody expensive. Yeah. Anyways, but I will. Yes, it'll cost more. So I'm looking to do this for less than a tenner, is what I'm looking at. I know everything's bloody expensive, and if I can combine it with because I've got, as you can probably see, but well, you can't see at the minute. Can you see properly on here? Well, you can see where the lights are. It's the molding for the picture rail. So if I get some picture rail hooks and then run string or wire down, I can hang them off that. Is kind of the idea, because we've got picture rails all every room of the bloody house. Bulldog, that's you've got crocodile, you've got alligator, you've got bulldog clips. Oh, what does bulldog plate ones look like? Sorry everybody who's watching looking for artwork, but I've got distracted whilst I had people to talk to. Bulldog clips, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's probably what I'm after. Or hinge clips, whatever you want to call. Binder clips, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, it's that type of thing. Never get some Yeah, if I get a bucket of them and some wire, we'll be in business. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. I'm just looking for ease of use. Basically, I've got like 3 prints I want to put up, but I don't want to buy the frames. That's basically it. I'm just cheap. I'm a cheap skint northerner. That's what it's all about. Right, so can we dial this back a bit without it the colours turning? Not really. Let's go to about 9. You're a good 90% there, so it just eases it back a little bit. They are, and I think they've gone up quite a bit recently, because I went on an E-frame, which I've used in the past, admittedly about 5 years ago. 4 years ago, anyway. And I thought they were quite reasonable, and then I looked at the price of like just an A2 frame. They shit the bed. Ridiculous prices. So I was less than impressed. Right, adjustments. Do we want some adjustments here? Get all this crap out my way. Whatever. Hue saturation. Yeah, let's lighten them a little bit. To about there. Frames by post. Was that the UK one that you were on about, Serge? I know. I did go to Homebase today to have a look, see what they had. Well, of course, they didn't have the bloody size I needed. So I thought a couple of clips would be a lot more economical than like a £10 frame. Frames by post. I will check those out, Serge. I will check that one out if I remember. Right. So this image is. So we've just dialed the saturation back a little bit. Sounds like a helicopter outside. I know that, Andrew, but it was in the sales section for what it was. Can't hear it anymore. Sounded like a helicopter outside. Not directly outside, just like generally outside. Just for a bit of clarification there. And by the way, Peter, if you are still there, hello. Nice to see you. Sorry, distracted by talk of frames and stuff. Okay, so let's crop all this excess off because it's a waste of time. Chop that off by there, chop that off by there. Yeah, I'll do. I nearly thought about bringing it in even further on the left-hand side. But we may need it. So we have it to there. Obviously, it looks like nothing at the minute. And I have a feeling it's going to look nothing at the end of it as well. All right. Homebase is expensive. Good God. Wicked cool. all the hippies live in Maine, does it, Peter? Started out as a group of little trees in heather at sunset. What's the invert command? Back in sci-fi books. I don't know. Actually, that's the stamp tool thing. Come on. There you are. So if I shift an I, does that invert it? No, it doesn't. That inverts it. It doesn't really invert it that much. But if I change the blend mode, how does that affect things? Does it make things weird, good, bad? all about experimentation, people. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right, anyways. So we will now go into Analog of X Pro. See what happens. Yeah, sometimes I look at them and think yes, but then sometimes it's like nah, a lot of rubbish. Sin City vibe. Yeah, you're right there, Sten. You're right there. By the way, Sten, you can, unless Jen's been in the back end and changed things again, you can actually type red. Just other words like splodge and Turner and castles, I think. And a few others, which I can't remember. But I think red is safe. It is now a safe word, temporarily anyway. Or like a mock-up, Sergio. Did you disengage castles as well, Jen? There'll be no words left. There you go. You can talk. You can say red now, everybody. Seb, I don't know if that cost you three donations. Oh no, actually just two. Seb, you know where the tip jar is. You know how this game works. Yeah, mock-ups. I believe you can buy various ones on Etsy and these other graphical places, like is it Theme Forest or the Envato? That was another place. You might be able to find some on Canva. I haven't really looked, to be honest, but you've got various possibilities there. Right. I have no idea. I have a feeling this image is going to be very abstract and it's not really going to have much of a subject. I think when I'm looking at these previews, all I can see is like, because of all the grey in it, all I can think of is a half-destroyed transformer. I don't mean the electronical equipment. I mean like the Autobots and Decepticons. Some space battle or something. It's all about having weird... Oh no, we disconnected. My internet's been a bit pants recently. Did we drop out for a second there? I apologise if we did. Well, my internet's been a bit bad. Hopefully everybody's back. All right, okay. Did the notification came up to say we were disconnected? Okay. Yeah, it chimed because mine chimed, Jen. That's what it was. Stop playing around. So I don't know what kind of, how much structure any of this is going to have tonight. I mean, basically, I'm just not really I'm just not really feeling it tonight, full stop, so God knows what we'll get. Maybe I should have given myself the week off, with it being bank holiday. Oh, I forgot to say, I jacked in my side job today as well. Had enough. Can't be done with all the other shit that people put around. But it does mean I have more time for videos and streaming and stuff, photos. So that's good. Yeah, I think it might be the concentrate on this bit and just see how it goes. Yeah, yeah. That's without reading that surge, I'd presumed you meant this bit is whack. This bit is better. No matter what you kind of do to it. So I'm thinking maybe this kind of lighter splurge. We need to do that to interact with this patch here. I think that's going to be the thing. It's got lots of movement in it. Let's have a look. Just realised my other monitor is very dark. That one over there. Probably feels like it needs replaced. Right, Andy, for God's sake, pick one and work with it. Right, second exposure. Let's move some of this around. So I think what we might do is, because of the excuse me, because of like how messy this kind of image is and wanting to utilize this lighter wispy area, is actually use the blur, the rotational blur in the second exposure thing, and then hopefully this will kind of do more with these areas here, and then we can crop them out and we just have a nice square crop left. I think that's maybe my idea of how to finish this episode fairly quickly. I just rotate this a little bit. I think what I'm trying to get is this band of colour. If I can get that kind of on the tree root line, when it hit the ground, kind of, if I can get that strong, then I might have a chance of it looking kind of like a warm light in the distance. I may be barking up the wrong tree as well, like, but, you know, have to try these things. So just remember, that nearly kind of works. So yeah, like basically, thank you for the tip, whoever that was. Thank you very much, Seb. I presume that was you. Thank you very much. Thank you for paying your bill. Like I say, it's just a joke, really. But you knew that when you said that in chat. Very good search. Very good. Very good. Word tax. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, Jen. That's a good way of describing it. Paid your dues for the day. Right. So, yeah. So basically, we're just completely ignoring this left-hand side of the image. So we're basically, I'm envisaging a crop that's pretty much this. And that's going to be it. Right, so actually what I'm going to do, oh no, it was that one, sorry. This one is the rotational zoom. That's what it's called. Forgotten what it all is. So that kind of takes out all the all any kind of detail in that second exposure. Actually, we could increase that exposure. There we go, that's a little bit better. The exposure strength, we could give that more. Maybe it's not as much as that. Put a wee bit more strength there. And then that brings a bit more attention to the trees. That's a very dangerous way of checking your own work, Jen. But yeah. I'll have to be like conniving one day and go back in and switch them all on again. Just when everybody's got comfortable. Excuse me. Right, obviously, if you remember, if you move this rotation thing around, you can actually change how the direction of the zoom blur goes, so you can see it all changing as we move around the image, like so. So in some places it's a bit more detailed, in some places it's a much more blurry and a lot more woolly. Really, so must be missing out on a trick. Now, that's interesting. As I must admit, I rarely get out to visit these things. I do feel I live in my own little world a little bit too much. But then again, and that can be a decent thing as well, because you're not influenced by others. I mean, obviously, I'm massively influenced by somebody that died 170 years ago. But you know, actually, I quite like that darkness. Getting quite into the dark stuff. Must be my personality starting to shine through. So if I just ease that up on the exposure balance, what I actually could do, I could just drag this across, couldn't I? Pull this across a little bit more. Bring this down. Actually, bring this down. That's quite, because then it looks like sky beyond this. You've got that brighter effect on the closer to the horizon. And if you notice, these kind of areas, they look like leaves catching light. So that's pretty cool. You'll have to let us know when it's all done, Serge. That'll give me tips on how to start doing a book, because I've only been on about it for, what, 3 years now? How long is it since the episode 100? Here we are on 220, 232, and every time I get to like a 50 episode milestone, it's like, yeah, and the book will be from this point. And then I just keep on going. I know it's like we're nearly up to 250, and then it's like, do I do one for 250 or do I do one for 300 and then 350, or if we're still doing it by then. Right, boosting that brightness a little bit on the curves. No, do only need the one. Oh, liking that. Liking that as something a little bit different. Huge fun. Hopefully it's going to be obvious that I'm never going to print any of these. Far too, well, certainly not on my printer anyway. Far too dark for that. The other thing, whilst I remember, I'll probably mention it again later, but it is nearly the end of the month, so it's only a couple of days, and then I'll be thinking, sending out September's wallpapers to the Patreon people and the YouTube members and the VIPs. So get ready for that. If you want to get in on that, remember you can subscribe to become a member on YouTube, or you can become a Patreon supporter in a very small amount. Have I got a button for Patreon, Jen? Yes, I have. There. Join the Patreon there. I haven't got a thing. Well, there's a big fat join button underneath the video for the YouTube membership. I'm sure you can all find that if you need to. Yeah, I think it is, Jen. Because we thought of that, didn't we? Right, so that's looking pretty good. It almost looks like a red aurora, kind of. That looks pretty nifty. Okay, so I think I'm quite happy with that. Be happier if that wasn't there, but alas, can't have everything. Well, I think I always was kind of aiming for a square crop for this. So let's apply that. We might do a little bit more tweaking yet. Or it might just be a very quick episode. Also, while we're waiting, now that I've got a little bit more time, there's probably going to be more time to do more of these ambient videos. Have I been timed out for posting? Oh no, that's there. I'll have a bit more time to do these ambient videos as well. I'm looking at eBay for a better sound recorder so I can do better things. So I might have, and now that the kids' holidays is nearly finished, I'll be able to go down to the coast and do some capture like wave sounds and stuff like that. Because at the minute it's just too bloody busy because there's how many flaming tourists around. Yeah, I've always been a Zoom user, Serge, but so I don't really know much about the Tascam side of things. So I was looking at the Zoom H4n Pro and the Zoom H5. The H5 is quite a bit more expensive when you're looking on eBay, but you can buy it online for the same price as the H4n. The H4n is a bit older, and I think it's a bit slower to start, etc. So they say. Right, so adjustment layers, we want lots of curves maybe from here. A little bit of further refinement. Let's go not that far back, you fool. Come on, move a little bit. We need a little bit of information there, or that'll probably actually do there. Adjustments, use such. Now remember last week I had to keep an eye on the document size. It says 1.1, but remember last week it said it was 2 point something. And then when it came to save it, it said it was 4 gig and therefore couldn't be saved, which was annoying. Boost the reds a bit. Oh, I think I quite like that. Just moving the blues a little bit more in here. That looks pretty nice. We go the shadows. It's kind of shutting down a lot of them, so let's not go too much there. Leave that as it is. This is just experimenting with the shadow color and color balance. Just kind of an easier way of working the. I've got a reflection on my screen. I can't see what it's like. that great. Couldn't really see in there. Well, you could just put it on. There's a button even on the mobile version, Jen, where it just says loop video. I don't know how good that is for like number of times it plays it for like my viewership stats. But I like for the videos that I fall asleep to, I always just have like there's a button if you go under the cog on each video. I think I've just changed it, and now you've got like advanced settings, and then under there's a switch for doing playing loops, playing it on loop. There's a YouTube. Where's YouTube? So we'll educate everybody today. Right, I don't need me.
Searching for music for your next video?
Of course, that'd be a bloody ad. For God's sake. Right, so if you... Here's a video. Got Broken Machine playing Battlefield. Hit the... oh, come here. In the corner, there's a cog. Top corner. If you can see. Come here. And then at the bottom it says advanced settings. Hit that. And then there's a turn on loop. And then it does it. Then jobs are good. You get to listen to the same video all night long. I presume it's the same on iPhone. You used to use Quark for... I thought Quark was just like InDesign. Desktop publishing. Back in my day. Right, so actually I might try to just brighten this area up here. Because why not? So let's open up the Visa. And then we've got the button over here that makes, I think it does anyway. It used to. Come on. There we go. We make this a light source, and then we go like that. We lighten that area, and maybe it's not that much. So we have that light source, which is lovely. And to be honest, probably don't need much more. I could intensify that a little bit. There you go. Contrast, do we want a bit of contrast? Nah. I think we've had enough of that. Yeah, lots of stuff you can play with. So it just makes it look like a light source on the horizon. That bad, was it? Good lord. Thankfully, everything I've had to do with desktop publishing has been very, very basic. Right, okay, so what I could do is if I drag this over here, just to get a bit of infill light under the trees, so obviously make that much smaller. What's that look like? No, that looks bad, especially that. Well, that one anyway. Delete. Yeah. So this one here probably doesn't look as bad because it's very much on the light side. That's fine, but I think we'll leave this dark area just dark over here. There's obviously quite a bit of refinement going on. So I mean, it's minimal there, but I think it's a worthy change. Just adds in a little bit more. Right, so let's apply that and get out of here. No worries, Andrew. Good to see you, man. Yeah, maybe next week. Actually, I'm teaching next Tuesday, so there might be no stream next Tuesday. But then there might be random streams other days. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, you'll all be informed in the normal way on Discord what's going on. But yes, there might be no stream next Tuesday. So just a bit of advance warning. I think I did warn you last week, but... Right. Am I coming down with a cold? Let's hope not. Right, so let's get this bloody thing finished. 2 gig it says. I'll believe it when I see it. Let's save. No worries, Jen. I mean, it might happen. It just might also. It also might not. We'll have to see. Like I say now, I've probably got a little bit more time, having jettisoned this other bloody job. There might be there might be time to get back to the gaming streams on Twitch and stuff. We will see. Probably quite a lot of work to catch up with. In the meantime, though, so maybe it's not yet, but that is the desire. Get back into them. Good God, it saved that one quick. Right, Lightroom. There we go. It's there. Right, so this one obviously is now crop time. Let's create a virtual copy. And obviously we're going to jettison all this. So we obviously aiming for a square crop of some description. I mean, you could really come in as pretty tight to this to kind of, you know, almost just edge in here as far as you dare. Leave that on the periphery. I don't mind this little nodule here. So that's all right. And then this time we could actually, because I don't do a lot of them. We could go for a vertical image, which is very rare for me. Make that small, make that big. Wonder. Oh no, we're in the wrong program. I would have to send it back to Photoshop, wouldn't I? I was just thinking about extending the canvas. Vertical. Yeah. What we don't need is another video for TikTok of me not being able to talk properly. Right, so actually create another. Let's go the full height on this one. Oh no, it was. Although it wasn't. Okay, well let's centralize this then. This version. Stick it in the middle. Now, obviously we all like having whatchamacallit it? Wallpapers. So is there anything I can get away with on here to get a wallpaper out of this? To be really not cheeky, but was that just too messy over there? I have no idea, Serge. I mean, for me, I can see that it's a tree. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't really work. But what we could do is wonder how it would do it. If I flatten this out, flatten image, there we go. And obviously we have the tools to rebuild us. We've got the AI tools, so we could whap this over here to there, and see if it'll do anything without any prompting. What's it going to do? Is it going to extend it nicely, or is it going to go no? And to be honest, all it really needs to do is fill it full of black. That is remarkable. This bloody AI is good, like, isn't it? Good Lord. It is. We now have a. We'll now be able to get a doodad out of it, a wallpaper out of it. Man alive. Right, file. Save as. It's going to be the same place. Edit to. Save. Whatever. Hopefully this will come back into Lightroom. It's mad what it can do, because it's basically. I mean, I'm not gonna zoom. Well, I mean, I could zoom into this to see what it looks like in detail, but I'm not going to, because obviously we've extended it massively, and I think the tip is don't make your each expansion bit more than like, was it 1,800 pixels? Yeah, it's still in beta. Surge. I think it will be for maybe a while. I think it's going to be in that for a while. So now we've got a 16:9. We can trim out the rubbish on that side. And then we have a nice dark wallpaper for anybody who wants it. So if you zoom in, obviously you can see a line. So you'd have to clean that up. But still, that's a pretty decent effort. If you're not looking for in any detail. We do anything with that. So you can see the degradation in quality, obviously. Zoom out again. Zoom out. There we go. Yeah, it's something. Yeah, just something basic, but you know, you've got that option there now. It is a little bit remarkable what it can do. You know, just for something simple as like that. You know, you're not gonna print it massive and put it into the summer exhibition of the Royal Academy. But it's for this purpose, for a demonstration of its abilities on a video that's broadcast at 1080p, then it does a canny job. So yeah, that worked out all right in the end. So we have obviously this one for a wallpaper, and then a couple of like square tighter wallpaper. This is not really going to work. There's a couple of vertical ones which I quite like. That was the original. So yeah, I've just got rid of the detritus on the left hand side. That's gone. Made it a better image. Can you tell it's a tree? I don't know. But anyways. Turned out reasonable. Yeah, again, it's another different one. I mean, last week I was, to be honest, I'm a bit torn between last week's and this week's. Yeah, it is very tree-like. Last week's image, parts of it, I liked a lot. What I didn't like was that there was no subject. The subject was a bit ill-defined, so it wasn't really there, which kind of concerned me about last week's image, even though, you know, it had all the drama and the colour, and obviously it's had all the colour in because it was full of red. So it was good in that fact. So, but yeah. So this one, the fact that you do have that tree structure, you do kind of really, Andrew. Yeah, you can't just rely on colour and darkness for it to be an image. But alas. Right, so let's flick back to this. So that was tonight's episode. So thank you so much for coming along this evening. Try to keep it shorter. Thank you very much for your help with the picture hanging feedback, ideas, naming, whatever it was. Because Andy's brain wasn't working. That's basically what it was. Thank you, Sten. Thank you very much. So thanks for watching tonight. Remember, probably a high possibility of no stream next week. Yeah, that's social media for you, Andrew, isn't it? Thank you for modding, Jen. Excellent job as always. Yeah. So possibility of no stream next week. If you're interested, start of the month always means new content on Patreon and YouTube memberships. So if you're interested in any of that, please do join. Are you going away, Sergio? If you're going on holiday, have a nice time. Thank you, Serge. Thank you. And yeah, we'll see you in a fortnight's time, if not before, if not by like next Tuesday. So anything else? No, I think that's probably about it. Nothing else exciting really is happening at the minute. It's just all work. So, which is fine. And winter's approaching, obviously. No worries, Kathleen. Good to have you here anyway. Yes, we've all got work to do. You're off to Spain. Very nice. Sergio, very nice. Hopefully the weather's decent. Interesting results. Yes, when people say interesting, you're wondering like, yeah, maybe it didn't quite work. But yes, interesting process to go through, because obviously it's even more random than my usual process. So anyways. But yes, everybody have a lovely rest of the day, whether it's a couple of hours or whether it's the majority of it. Have a lovely time, and we will see you in probably 2 weeks, but I will keep you informed. So until then, keep it hard. See you.